So I'm an ER doctor and I got a crazy story that I got to tell you about. So this gentleman brings his wife into the emergency department for an evaluation. She's a normal, healthy woman in her late 20s, no previous medical problems or anything. And he said that over the past couple of days, she'd been acting increasingly confused. It started with a little bit of bizarre behavior, a little bit of fatigue, sleeping more. But this morning, she was extremely confused. He said, he had a hard time getting her out of bed, and then she really wasn't making any sense when he tried to talk to her. She otherwise had a normal physical exam, except for she was confused. So we start the workup, CAT scan of her head, blood work, pregnancy test, all of that stuff. The nurses got a urine test back and her test was actually positive. The family didn't know that she was pregnant at all. So we don't normally like to do CAT scans on pregnant women, but in this case, it was pretty necessary because if she had some bleeding tumor or something on her brain, we needed to see it right away. So we actually rushed her over to CAT scan before we got any other results back. And I'm looking at the images of the CAT scan as they're coming across, and lo and behold, the images were actually normal. No brain tumor, no bleeding, nothing. So all we have is this healthy woman in her late 20s that's very confused and now pregnant. So I'm thinking of all the different possibilities. What could this be? But nothing's really coming up as a clear source of why she's confused. Then her labs come back and her sodium is through the roof. It's extremely high. And when your sodium gets out of whack, either low or high, you can start to develop neurologic symptoms. So at this point, we don't know why her sodium's extremely high. I looked at her chart and her last physical examination. She had blood work done that was just routine blood work, and it was all completely normal. So we started the treatment for the hypernatremia, which was a dextrose solution, and ultimately I admitted her to the ICU. She was still confused, but she was stable. After doing a lot more investigating and digging, we found why her sodium levels were so high. Even though she didn't know that she was pregnant, she had developed a side effect of pregnancy that many women experience: abnormal food cravings. And what has she been craving for the few days prior to the ER visit? Soy sauce. So in the few days leading up to her ER visit, she would actually sit down and drink a cup or two of soy sauce. Husband found 4 more bottles at home that she had bought in the day before. We see the strangest things in the ER. Hit that follow button for more stories.